Hey there, it's Gillian, Reverend Gillian V. Harris, but yes, just call me Gillian. Happy New Year, everybody. Oh my God. One of the things is that I am going to do this more often. One of my intentions for 2019 is to do this very thing, this thing what you're doing right here, more often. I am hesitant to commit to how often, but more often. Like, at least a few times a month. That's way more often. December was kind of crazy. My biggest company goes insane in December, but I want to tell you that I set an intention this past December that I got to live out, and it made my December absolutely magical, especially the 25th. My family came to my house for Christmas. That was like, oh my God, that's never happened. But not to get all into that, because really my intention today is we're going to talk about, how to identify your reincarnated loved ones. But I just wanted to say that I got to do what I wanted to do, which is have the first Christmas, like really enjoy the first Christmas in like 15 years for me, as long as I've owned my valet company. It's like, because that's every holiday, every evening, every everything, And so I just simmered it down so that I could really enjoy it. And it was wonderful. So, okay, enough of that. Yeah, here's the other thing. There was like a 2-week period in December when I could not work on the book that I am so anxious to finish right now. And actually, I'm pretty finished. I think there's just some fine tuning a little bit here and there. The very, very last chapter, I haven't put the last words in yet. And I have to, I got to get permission from a bunch of people because I've used some real names, especially the co-star of the book. So this centers around, I did a post in August. I think it was like August 22nd. Don't quote me on that, but it was August. This past August 2018. And in this post, I said that a friend of mine had died. I hate that word, because you know what? Toaster ovens die. Cell phones die. Batteries die. People are spirit beings. Spirit beings don't die. Okay. Sorry, just had to get that out. Anyway, but I'm going to use the word for simplicity. I wrote in the post that a friend of mine died in the 1980s, like early 1980s. And then he was born again in the 1990s. I think I might have put the exact year that he was born, which off the top of my head can't think right now, but it was in the 90s. And then I met him again. This is the part. I met him again in 2016. And didn't realize who he was to me until 2018, this particular date in 2018, in August. That's when it happened. And then I shared this with him in August, and then I posted the thing on Facebook. And there were some, comments below, but a lot of folks messaged me, and they wanted to know how I did that. And so that's why I felt like, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to share with people as best I can how you go about identifying your reincarnated loved ones. How do we go about doing that? And I want to say too that, I'm going to share this on my regular page so that more folks can see it. If you have any questions and comments and stuff, put it down below or message me, either one, but I'd love to see it below. Other folks, I'd like to see your questions and comments, because I don't want anybody to feel like they are, alone in whatever they're thinking or feeling. A lot of times people will know for sure, oh my God, a baby is born. How many times have you seen this happen? A baby is born soon after somebody has transitioned, and folks are like, that is my Aunt Gladys. I mean, you could just see. Some of that is, wishful thinking, and some of it is dead on, but there are ways to do it. I've learned some incredible stuff as I've gone through this. process of writing this book. I don't see my time on this thing, doggone it, unfortunately. I wanted to keep this one short, but a lot of really cool things, and I'm going to come back and bring up the subject, you know, of reincarnation. I mean, if reincarnation is real, which, you know, I think it's kind of old news for a lot of people. Some folks, the jury's still out on that. Some folks are sold. Reincarnation is what it is. Okay. So for you guys, the ones who, you know, reincarnation is what it is, then okay, somebody transitions. The whole thing is they come back, right? In a new lifetime. Is it possible then, like if they transitioned during your current incarnation and then they came back during your current incarnation, could you possibly recognize them? Should you recognize them? What's up with that whole thing? What's up with not being able to recognize them? And so it just brings up all kinds of really awesome subjects. I normally have my mom proofread and, you know, do editing of my books with me. I love that. I love including her in all this stuff, and she's really friggin' brilliant at it. But she can't do this one. This is the juiciest book I've ever written, like, ever. No, seriously, ever. And when I say juicy, I'm talking juicy, juicy, juicy. I told my mom, I'm like, look, sex, drugs, rock and roll. But actually, there's hardly any rock and roll. I'm sorry, I take that back. There's maybe one sentence about rock and roll, that's it. But I don't mean to take away. It is a very, very incredibly spiritual book, way major. And my goal, you know, is to help others with not only being able to identify your reincarnated loved ones, but just to get grounded in the continuum of life. The fact that it doesn't end just because our bodies die, you know? And I love talking about it. And I know that may seem really weird, but I do. So yeah. So that's what's going on. I put some notes down here on my little piece of paper. Talk about it next time. Talk about how this subject led me to learn about sudden infant death syndrome. What? Yeah, it's really weird. There are a few things that I'm going to bring in that are going to be like, wow, how does that relate? And I will share it with you. But anyway, for now, Happy New Year. Oh, and another thing that I wanted to tell you is one of the upcoming shares that I'm going to have with you here in this live streaming thing is very soon, like in the next week or two, maybe the next one, 3 steps how to lock and load your intentions for 2019. I almost forgot to say that. All right, you guys, I hope you're having a great day. And again, Happy New Year.